What's up, guys? Ross here from Shamu. I'm going to show you a quick strategy that is really cool. Works great if you are wanting to take a specific position. It's going to help you to increase your profitability. And that is by making sure you always check the RSI, which is a free indicator before you take a trade. So I'm going to give you an example here. Let's say that you are looking on the daily and you're thinking about, which we never take really same week or next week trades. Everything we take is usually we swing trade. We might close it out within 2 weeks, but we usually put at least a month or two on the clock for us in our group, just because that's how most people lose options. It's not that they were wrong on the direction, but they were wrong on the timing that direction would occur. So here's Neo, and I'm looking at it, and it's looking pretty darn bearish here at the charts on the candles here. It looks like if we break past this level right here, we're gonna hit new lows for the last, we'll say 100-day moving average, et cetera. It might be even over time if we were to bust through this. But if you were to take a trade right now, and let's say you're wanting to take a same week option or a next week option, and you're like, this thing looks like it's going to drop. It could, and it likely will, to be honest with you, the way the market's moving right now, especially because CPI is coming out Monday. However, when you look at the RSI, anything that is under 30 is undervalued, and anything that is over 70 is overvalued. And if you look historically over the last year, it's maybe half a dozen times dropped below 30 and then it comes back up. Now, that doesn't mean that it didn't hit new lows, that the pricing didn't hit new lows, because we can see that that's not the case. Like, for instance, right here, we were well below 30 and the price was at 1967. And now here we are over here about to break 30 again. And now the price is 1372. That's not how the RSI works. It takes the upside, it divides it by the downside. But it does help us see, well, how much time is it going to take for this move to occur? Now, if you look, stock market never moves just straight. It always has fluctuations. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. My guess would be before it's going to break through this level, it's going to have at least one more up cycle, but where it hits it reverts to a retracement level, and then it drops back down. If you're kind of wondering, well, where might that be? What you could do is you could take your most previous low to the most previous high. You could go like this, and you could say that it's possible that it's going to retrace to this 15-16 level before it busts back down and starts breaking through to new lows. So that's one way that you could take a look at that. But the point is that by utilizing the RSI, it allows you to kind of figure out a little bit more the timing of how things are going to go, because even if it dips below this, it's likely going to come back up before it breaks through to a new low. Now, if you're not trading these day charts, or if you're not trading, weekly options, which is great. I don't trade off. It's very rare I trade a weekly option unless I'm doing a credit spread. If you move this back to the week chart, you can kind of see where things are at. You can see here, okay, we got quite a bit of time that we could continue to fall before we'd hit this 30 level. So you can see it's very possible that you could keep on crashing through. But I like to try to have the wind at my back. So what I would be more interested in seeing is if the stock moves up a little bit and breathes up a little bit, then this might move up a little bit as well. And knowing that we're going to fall back down and we're going to continue to cycle, I would rather see that the weekly and the daily they both still have quite a bit of room to fall before they become considered undervalued, before I would take that trade and say, let's go all in on put debit spreads, unless you're going real far out. The other thing that could kind of make you a little bit nervous is looking at like a hammer candle like this. However, if we break through below these levels, it's not going to matter. The Chinese economy's in the dumpster right now anyway, as most are, but Chinese ones really bad off right now. But anyways, using the RSI to help you to make a decision as to whether or not you should wait, because where traders lose money is when they overtrade. They take a trade just to trade. Now, one thing that you can do is look for stuff that's already oversold and busting back through. And I typically like to see it where it's coming back through and it crosses through this moving average. And this works really good on the day chart. So for example, right here, it crossed back up through the 30, and then when it crossed through this moving average, you could take, and I like to try to only take 2 to 3% move on this on price action, which can give you 30 to 50% in options. And you could take that from $15 to $17. That's a nice size move here, but you could somewhere right around here, you could have sold it, bada bing, bada boom, called it a day. So that's one way that you can use this RSI. Wait till it crosses back through and closes past this moving average, and then start taking trades in that direction. Works really, really well. Ideally, you trade with the trend though. Like if you really want to make this strategy work well, then what you would do is you would wait until you get over, because this has been a bearish stock, wait till you get spots like this, oversold stocks, or I'm sorry, overvalued stocks, where you have this peak up here, and then you can see that it crosses through. When it crosses through, you would end up, after you would take your trade right here because you closed below the moving average, you would do your put debit spreads and boom, start falling. Now, if you don't have any option skills, you can join our trading group down below. We teach a lot of this cool stuff in there. Now, one thing that I like to do is I can also scan for these just by clicking on the stock screener. I can go over here to my filters. I can hit reset. And if I type in, for instance, RSI, because I know we've been in a market that's a bear market, I'm going to say stuff that is crossing down below 70. So that will be my criteria. And now it's going to, I don't think it worked. Let's see here. RSI crossing down 70. There we go. And now it pulls up all these stocks down here. And I don't trade cheap penny stocks. So I'll just give you an example. We'll take a look at, like, for instance, something like this. And you can see that this JFrog, I don't even know what this is. I'd have to go research it. But if you can notice here that now it's starting to dip. Now, if it doesn't cross this 50 before, if it doesn't cross the line before 50, I wouldn't even take it. It's too easy to get faked out here, but you can see that this, moves like this can be a great, it can be a great way to get into a trade. Let's take a look here. Stride. Let's just take a look where Stride's at. Okay, so here's one where if it busts right through here, this could be a really good size move. And you can see that historically it has followed this trend. It broke through and broke through the K line. And even though you had a little bit of time here, so you'd want to put this on the clock. So what you could do is take this, go like this, and you could get some levels. So that way you can see where you want to trade that out. So this is just one way to be able to find some really good trades using the filter on trading view in RSI. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out our Shamu indicator app. It is insane. I'm going to just give you a quick idea of how this works. Actually, I put the wrong one on. Let's see here. I have a lot of different versions of this indicator. What we've done, let's see. Shamu indicator. Is this one? Okay. You can see that we've got really, really good success on this. It's this here, 82% on this particular stock. But if you go through and you can look, you can see 96%, 83%. And we use a really cool strategy that utilizes compression to be able to pick out these trades with Shamu indicator. Once again, I'll put all that stuff down in the link below. You guys have an amazing day, and I will see you soon.